Okay, good evening. This is live again. This is Wilhelmina. I'm talking to Mr. What is your first name?
Mr. Hyder.
Mr. Hyder Sheikh, the American medical doctor. All right, Mr. Hyder, go ahead what you are going to share to the people that you are going to go to Dubai and tell me about Dubai. Go ahead.
Yes, madam. The problem with Dubai is there's a lot of brokers that pretend to be sellers and buyers.
Yeah?
It's a small community, but this is for all the diamond buyers out there who want to buy the diamonds. I just want to explain, and learn how we can effectively buy and sell our diamonds, as you would know this the best, and maybe you can teach us, so maybe some buyers, we can be comfortable and approach you and know how to do the diamond transaction so we can be safe.
Okay.
Yes. So I would like you to share for the diamond buyers, and I will share my experiences.
Okay.
And you can share your rules, as you are the mother of diamond and gold, so you know the best on how to secure the buyer's safety and make the transaction as successful as possible in an efficient manner.
Well, that is a very good question, and it is very simple. If you are a buyer and you don't have money, it would be very difficult if you're asking for CIF. As I mentioned, yeah. Go ahead.
Money is the key, correct?
That's correct. Money is the key. Most of the buyer in Dubai, they are going to leverage, and they are going to find a real end buyer pretending that they have a rough diamond. The diamond coming from Africa, from different parts of Africa, Zimbabwe, Botswana, South Africa, Congo, Conakry, Guinea, Sierra Leone, Mozambique, and so forth. Ghana is on, they are producing diamond, but it's industrial diamond. So there are two kinds of diamond, Mr. Sheikh: industrial and the pure diamond and the real diamond. Right. So the stone, when I was in the office, when my client viewed the diamond, because he's going to resell it to Antwerp and he has his own customer. So I learned during the time that I took him in the office that when the stone has that is inclusion. So if the stone have no dot, so that is really very good value of the stone. Now, you are going to go to Dubai, you are going to talk to your buyer. The diamond is coming from Africa. The diamond cannot take out of the country with that KPC, called it Kimberley certificate, that the diamond is free of blood diamond. Without that,
of course,
it's very difficult if you're going to smuggle. Most of the traders, they want to smuggle it because of the taxes. That is the difficulty. Aha. So in it, I think I answer your question.
Yes. So, madam, I am a seller. I am a seller. I have a buyer from Hong Kong. Eventually, I want to bring him to you because I might not have enough supply. So I will like to give you the procedure that he has told me, and we can review it for your accepting.
Okay. What is his procedure?
Very simple, madam. Okay. So what I do is when I go to Dubai, I receive the parcel from Zimbabwe. The parcel comes to Dubai.
So the parcel coming from Zimbabwe, is it?
Yes.
Okay. And?
I can review the parcel, and I have a list of what this buyer wants. So I prepare a manifest for this buyer,
Mm-hmm.
which will include the color, the clarity, and the price.
Okay.
Asking price.
Uh-huh.
I send it. No. I'm sorry. After I do that, send the manifest. He will have his partner's his son. His partner's son is in Dubai,
Mm-hmm.
and his partner's son happens to be a gemologist.
Uh-huh.
So the gemologist will come after the parcel has been, the manifest has been made. The parcel is ready. The gemologist will come, inspect the parcel, and confirm the parcel.
Mm-hmm.
Then I will send a picture to the gemologist, who will send it to his buyer
Mm-hmm.
in Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
And after the buyer has confirmed the price, the clarity, the color, everything is according to his requirement, he will fly out
Mm-hmm.
to Dubai and reconfirm the parcel is the same as he has confirmed in Hong Kong.
Mm-hmm.
After confirmation, he will pay and take his parcel.
I see. So that seller from Zimbabwe, he is going to bring that to
Yes.
Dubai. So that is smuggled.
Yes.
He's going to smuggle it.
No,
And
it's not
yeah.
smuggled. It has a KPC.
Okay, so if he has the KPC under his name, he can carry the diamond in Dubai. So he paid everything. He paid the KPC, and he already declared that to Zimbabwean government that he's going to take the diamond out of the country, bring it to Dubai, and he's going to resell it. So that is fine, as long as he has the KPC. So he gambled it, and he pay everything. So he can afford to pay the value added tax and KPC. That is normal. There are two kinds of seller. The seller will gamble to bring it to your destination. I'm using Dubai because you mentioned that to Dubai. So the seller is going to gamble to bring his stone to Dubai to inspect the gemologist. That is fine, as long as that seller from Zimbabwe, he would identify the buyer and he would validate the buyer properly, so that when the stone would be arrived in any particular country, he would not be distracted and he would not be deceived, because that stone is money. So in buying diamond, there are so many mafia, so many professional crook buyer. They're wearing nice suit, and they are very sweet talker. Especially that buyer or that seller is an African. So I wish him good luck. Now in our position is different. My seller is very smart, and because he's been in diamond business, he wouldn't bring his diamond to any part of the world unless the buyer will come to the office and inspect himself and bring his gemologist. That is the company policy. So in every seller have a different policy. That Zimbabwean diamond seller, he gambled it. So go for it. But if you're gonna,
No, he
yeah,
gives my family parcels every day. Every day, my family receives one parcel.
Because he already trusts you. He already trusts you because he built your trust. But on the beginning, the other seller would not trust. But on your case, the Zimbabwean seller, he trusts you because he purchased diamond from him. So that's okay. As long as he has a KPC, that is fine. So what you have to do, you have to buy diamond tester as well and a scale. Go on my page.
Yes, that will be in the office.
Yeah. No, you have to have your personal as well. If you go on my gold trade worldwide, there is a scale. There is a young man from Europe. He inspect the stone and he likes it, and he put that on a scale. I have my own scale because he give me the scale, and he purchased that, I think, $450. He gave it to me as a gift. So I have my own scale when I travel. Yeah. On your case, it's very special case because you already build your trust to a Zimbabwean diamond seller. That is fine.
Yes.
That is fine. But to me, if you come to my seller and you have not built your transparency, my head office will be hesitant. But I always tell the future buyer, come and build your trust. Because when the seller trusts you, it's really very smoothly. If you trust you, the seller, you as being a buyer to buy diamond. It is very, very crucial. Right.
Because, Madam.
Hi, Tamara. Thank you for watching for my live video. Yeah, okay. Go ahead, Mr. Sheikh.
Yes, this is the problem, is that a lot of sellers that are buyers waste time in negotiation.
Correct.
Diamond has a big price.
It is correct because
this is a big problem in this business. I think the best way to do it is to have a gemologist come inspect the parcel, validate the parcel, confirm the price. Then the gemologist presents that manifest to the buyer, and the buyer has to confirm the price before they agree to the transaction.
I agree on you because my seller is he's been supplying rough diamond in Israel, okay, and the Israel gemologist fly to Conakry, come to the office, and the Israel buyer, because he already built my seller's credibility, he just say, okay, Mr. Seller, this is the quantity I need, the stone, the carat. So my seller prepared the stone prior to the gemologist arrive in Conakry. This is what my seller was telling me when I was there. So the stone, yes, the stone is ready prior to the gemologist. So the gemologist will inspect the stone. So when the stone will be inspected, you're gonna have a manifest, then the price can be negotiated, not before. So the price of the diamond, it varies from carats to carats. Now, if you are very wise, go on my Gold Trade Worldwide. There is a manifest there. Now the stone is from Sierra Leone and Conakry. So the buyer can choose to travel. So on that Conakry, I'm using that Conakry because I've been to the office. Can you see the video that I was inspected the stone? Did you?
I saw.
Okay. Now the price of the stone from 1,400 from. So when the gemologist will inspect it, some he cannot choose the stone because some the stone have an inclusion, some stone have no inclusion. So that the stone with the conclusion, then the gemologist will negotiate the price. So those stone have no inclusion, that is premium price. You got my point? So I think I answer your question.
Yes, madam. So the money and the payment should be done upon arrival of the gemologist. After the gemologist has checked the stone, the confirmation of the gemologist and the price of the stones should be sent to the buyer for confirmation.
No, the payment would be coming from the buyer. So the gemologist inspected the stone. So the gemologist will certify that he inspected the stone. So then he will send it to his buyer because his buyer will transfer the payment direct to the seller's bank account. The gemologist was only paid by the buyer.
Yes.
You know how much the gemologist charged the buyer? $500 an hour.
Yes.
This is what I was told. Now going back to my position, yeah?
Yes.
Going back to my position.
It's not like gold. Gold is very easy.
Gold is very easy. The diamond is very, very delicate. Now going back to my position, the gemologist charged the buyer, right? Of $500 an hour or $500 a day. Let's say $500 a day. Wilhelmina is also charging any buyer to come to me to buy gold and diamond, Wilhelmina is charging her services as well. Exactly the same as a gemologist. So I will turn back to my position. Now I'm the one who created this online in order for you and me to talk. I already seen you because when you talk to me on WhatsApp, you open your camera, I feel comfortable with you. Mhm.
Yes.
So we build our trust. But because you're dealing with Zimbabwean seller for diamond, go for it. I wish you good luck. I am
This
not
is just a
afraid.
preliminary,
Yeah?
madam. You have, because my buyers are potentially looking for thousands and thousands of carats.
We do
So
have.
if this is Zimbabwean color, they cannot produce that much. So I will definitely need another supplier.
We do
I just
have.
want to make sure the procedure is that I can build a solid procedure so we can do successful business.
Okay. I'll give you the background of my seller.
As your experiences.
My seller
Yes,
has a huge deposit of rough diamond in his concession and gold. If you go on my page, I was standing on the map. That office was given to me when I come to the office. That is my office. So I explained the map, the huge deposit of rough diamond and gold. So read the dot on the map is a huge deposit of rough diamond. So now, if your buyer, assuming you are a buyer, you are going to get 1,000 carats or 5,000 carats. So we will collect all the stone belong from other miner. So but the seller will take all the stone as a consignee. So you have no idea that the total stone doesn't belong to one seller. The whole lot of the stone belong to that particular group of community. So that seller from Conakry, Guinea, right? He's going to bring that rough diamond to inspect. You have to hire the gemologist in order to inspect rough diamond. So then when you inspect, then we can negotiate the price. Right? Compared to the gold is easy to do the pricing, but the diamond is very, very delicate because the gemologist is, yeah?
Wasted in diamond pricing, but
Sorry?
there's a lot of time that is wasted
Correct.
in diamond mixing.
Correct. Now, if you are really very particular,
Give me some tips.
okay, I will give you the tip which I have experienced when I was in the head office. I learn every day. I'll give you my background. I've been in real estate here in Australia. I've been in marketing for 36 years. Buying and selling exactly the same. You need to know your product knowledge. If you don't know the product knowledge, how are you able to give the answer? Just now, you ask question. Okay? I learn every day. That is the reason why I always on live, because the future buyer have no idea. Like you do. You've been window shopping, that is fine. And you build your trust from Zimbabwean. Zimbabwean diamond is also very good. Yeah, because in Africa there are 50% who produce diamond and 98% produce gold from different part of Africa. Why this Australian mining company mining in Mali, in Conakry, in Sierra Leone, in any part of Africa? Because the huge deposit of natural resources. But my seller didn't tell me that. No, my seller didn't even teach me. I'm the one who learned that on the actual. That is why I am charging my buyer to be with the buyer of my extra service. I'm not giving free service here. No, I'm not. But because you are established my trust and you ask my opinion is worth $1 million, really, to be honest with you.
Because this way, you can acknowledge the buyers and you can teach them the proper way. So if they're talking to fake sellers, once they hear our conversation, they will know the true way.
That's right.
To do it and make them feel comfortable with you.
I'll give you a really a real situation. Every day I receive an inquiry buyer gold and diamond. Now some buyers are smart. They are very smart, and I can detect right and there. Now I'll give you some example this morning. This buyer, he said that he saw me on YouTube and he watched my video. No matter how I explain on video, that particular buyer, he doesn't pay attention. He doesn't. And you must remember, we don't deal buyer that have no invitation. We don't. Why? We need to know the identity of the person. We know. You already sent me your passport copy, but you are still window shopping. That is fine. That is fine. I'm not pressuring you. Now, so many buyers are watching me like Tamara, Abbas, and Bob. So there are so many buyers, they wanted to rush. To me, I am not rushing. I don't believe a buyer. If the buyer cannot put that on writing, listen very carefully, Mr. Sheikh. The buyer watching me right now and immediately gonna say, I am a buyer. I'm going to travel and I don't need an invitation. Right on there, I'm gonna tell you, good luck. Why? In this industry, gold and diamond, there's so many scrupulous buyer. There's so many mafia buyer. There's so many criminal buyer. They are using this gold and diamond to smuggle it or to deceive the seller. This industry, there's so many mafia. I can detect it, especially if I'm asking the buyer, show me your passport copy, and the buyer refused to do so. To me, I start to wonder, it's a red flag. I don't care if the buyer is a powerful person. I really don't care. Because I have to protect my seller not to be deceived, not to be scammed. You must remember my buyer, my seller in Conakry, Guinea. He was being scammed in Paris 6 months ago. 450 kilos until now. My seller son is in Paris. He's showing the buyer. And he was being promised, blah, blah, blah. And when I arrived in the office, the seller, the old man, was telling me privately. And I told the old man, why did you do that? Why? Why you give your gold and diamond CIF? They are launderer. They're gonna launder it. You know what my seller was saying?
Please know there is such thing as CIF.
Yeah, I don't deal dirty buyer's mind. I don't. I really don't care if you're a powerful person. I don't care if you have a plane. I really don't care. I don't care.
There was a Hong Kong buyer that was asking me to bring my diamonds to Hong Kong. CIF.
No, don't gamble it. I'll tell you, in Hong Kong, Chinese are very shrewd. There are so many mafia in Hong Kong. You must remember, there are so many Chinese in Africa. The hotel that I stayed, owned by Chinese. Chinese doesn't talk. He doesn't talk too much. He's very sharp. Very, very sharp. They can hire you. They can hire a killer to murder you just because of the stone. You must remember. That is why.
If I did not see
yeah?
your videos, I would be in Hong Kong right now doing CIF probably.
Forget it. Forget it. You're gonna be chop chop. I'm telling you. Yeah, forget it.
But I realized in my mind, Madame has said no CIF.
Correct.
So I told the buyer, I said, listen, we have plenty of buyers in Dubai. We don't need you.
Yeah, correct.
If you want us to arrange diamonds for you, we have the diamonds. We are the king.
Yeah.
You can confirm the parcel and you come here. I don't need you. You need me. I'm the seller. It's a seller's market.
Correct. Correct.
Yes.
You know, when I was in Dubai, Mr. Sheikh, I think I mentioned that on my previous video. I met a very sophisticated buyer. They're wearing a nice suit. And I was very haggard because I stopped over in Dubai because I have an appointment. I sit down with the buyer. I listen to the buyer's conversation. I easily detect. I use business psychology. And they are all joker. I call them joker. They are very tough, very rough. And they try to pressure me. I just relax. Okay. So are you finished? I told them, are you finished? Yes, madam. Tell me, how are you able to pay? Oh, you bring it here. No, thank you. We don't know you. You never know you're a criminal. You never know you're a bastard or thief. No, we don't. No, we don't. That is the reason why people are scared with this bloody woman in Australia.
Yes, madam.
Yeah. I don't care if you're a really big company. This is a seller's term. You follow the terms, you get it. If you don't, so be it. So be it. There's so many buyers who come to me. I am not an agency. I am not a Salvation Army here. I don't create an organization.
Yes,
I am here to sell. But as I've said to you,
yes.
You're a winner to talk to me, and this buyer watching me, he's also a winner. Because this buyer floating around, running around and chasing, until now they cannot get gold and rough diamond. Yeah.
Because they don't know the procedures, because they don't know the real people, madam.
Well, we are real. Wilhelmina is real because Wilhelmina show her bloody face. Excuse my language.
Yes, madam. So I would be lucky if I have a seller like you. In fact, I plan to bring my buyers to you once I run out of the small consignments because they want more. So
we have the stone.
I will be the procedure.
Yeah.
For your time. Just need to know the needed to know the procedure so I can tell my buyer how he's going to move on if we're going to do the deal with Wilhelmina.
Yeah. You must remember,
yes,
I will travel with the buyer, and I do charge my travel cost. If the buyer cannot afford, so be it. Thank you very much. Yeah.
They're not real buyers then.
No, they're not. There was a buyer yesterday, and he said, I'm in Mali. I will send you a ticket. I said, no, I don't deal like that. You place your order. You are already in Mali. Why you cannot find the gold? Why? You're already in Mali. So that person, he's been window shopping his term. The seller turned it down.
Yep.
They're window shopper. And then at the end, when I interviewed this buyer, he's not a buyer. When I was talking to him, he said he is a buyer. And he said, I own this, rah, rah, rah. I said, I don't believe it. Show it to me. You have a proof of fund that you have $1 million.
Dubai, not only there, but in Dubai, this is a major problem. Everybody says, I am the buyer, I am the seller.
But they're all bullshit. They're all bullshit, excuse me. Yeah. They're all bullshit. I don't buy bullshit buyer. You have the money, we have the products. Yeah. 3 things I'm going to ask the buyer. Whoever the buyer watching me, you watch the video, I allow you to access on my gold trade wide. There's gold and rough diamond, Mali, Conakry, and Sierra Leone. If you don't pay attention, and then you're going to say, I am going to arrive in Mali, forget it, because we don't. My seller's instruction is very simple. Wilhelmina, I hired you to handle the buyer because we don't like to deal with buyers that bargain. You know the policy. I said, yes, I do. So now, I'm the one who put this on video. If those buyer cannot meet the criteria of my seller, thank you very much, and I wish you good luck. Because we have the products and you have the money. Show me your bank statement that you have $1 million. Remove your bank account. We don't steal your money. And don't refuse when I ask your business license. And don't refuse when I ask your passport copy. Because we need to identify yourself. And you did send me your passport copy. I identify who you are. You're a bloody American. Is that right?
Exactly.
I'll say. Those buyers are scared to send his passport, sending me a red flag. Yeah.
I did that because I'm serious to buy.
Well, you're serious to buy. You already watched the video and the procedure. It's very simple. Put that on writing.
Very simple.
Put that on writing.
Just that right now I don't have enough.
Yeah.
Save money for pre-K.
So may I explain to you, Mr. C? You already read the full corporate offer. I put that everything. No such broker are putting this online, and no such broker putting his or her face on social media. I'm the only person. I am very courageous because I don't want my seller to be deceived, because my seller lost gold and diamond already. My seller in Conakry, Guinea lost 450 kilos. And I don't believe that you're a buyer, really, to be honest with you. Whoever watching me. Yeah. If you cannot send me your business license and your passport and show me the proof of one, I don't believe it. I don't believe that you're a buyer. So you got my point, Mr. Sheikh? So you're going to Dubai. I wish you good luck. Yeah. Yeah. So I think I already explained. Whoever watching me, I'm just going to greet this buyer. Okay, Chandra, Amid, Ben, Tamara, thank you for watching. And Bob, thank you for watching. Abbas, thank you for watching. So it's up to you guys. I am not here to chase buyer chasing the products. We have the supply. We have the supply. You have the money. Convince us. Yeah. Then we can do business. And you must remember, Mr. Buyer, whoever watching me on this video, I mentioned that to every video. We will not entertain buyers with no invitation. We don't. I talked to my buyer a few minutes ago because I have a buyer that is going to arrive in Mali. And my buyer said, let the buyer buy gold. Our policy, we need to know the identifications of the buyer, which is, I already mentioned that on every video. But most buyers are really smart. They don't want to be invited. Well, if you go to Mali and you window shop, go for it. There's so many sellers there. Yeah. So many sellers, especially if you are using KMR or Marina, you will never get gold. Because the seller would not deal Marina and KMR. I know KMR is a good friend of mine, but they have their own policy. My seller has his own policy. So the buyer has to follow it. Right?
Absolutely.
All right. So I think I answered your question. So I wish you good luck to travel to Dubai. And I hope you will not be chop in your wallet. Yeah. I hope you will not be chop. So 2020, buyer who don't pay attention on my video, I will no longer wasting my time. This video is for the buyer. If you listen and read the procedure and the pictures that is manifest on diamond, if you don't pay attention to me, you're not a buyer. You're not. I don't waste my time. I don't. Time is money. And I don't give free service anymore. I've given free service live. And why you people keep on chasing? Yeah. Go ahead. My extra service is very cheap. I charge buyer $10,000 my extra service. And if you don't want to pay my extra service, travel alone. But if there is a problem, don't come back to Wilhelmina. Don't. You go to your lawyer's office, you're going to be charged. My extra service is very cheap. Yeah. Why should I travel to Africa just for the buyer? What for? I will arrange, I will manage, because I am the extension online office. I only trouble when buyer is real buyer. I will only trouble when the buyer meet the criteria. Show us your business license. Show us who you are. Put that on writing. Yeah. You got my point now, Mr. Sheikh? You must remember you went to Uganda. You have been chop. Your wallet has been chop. You must remember. Hmm.
So, madam, what I'm using your procedure to turn this nasty Hong Kong buyer
Yeah.
accept the way that we are the real sellers do business. So eventually, when I bring it to you, you will have no problem.
There's no problem as long as the buyer follow the terms and conditions. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. We don't buy buyer's terms. The buyer needs the supply. He has to follow our terms and conditions. Simple as that. Hmm. I'll give you an example. Okay? I'm going to shorten because I'm going to have my cup of coffee. You are going to apply a job as a medical doctor. You walk into the hospital and you will be interviewed by the doctor, the director of the hospital, because you are a medical profession. You graduated in United States. And assuming I am the director of the hospital, yeah, Mr. Sheikh, I look at your resume, your biodata. Very impressive. You graduate in the exclusive school in United States. The question of the director, how many patients that you have operated and how many patients that you have been killed? So if you cannot answer the question and the interviewer will start to wonder. So you have to answer the question. Now this live video is very important. Very. The buyer who's watching me is lucky to have this lady in front of them. Yeah, very lucky. But most of the buyer, they want to cut corner. The thousands. Correct. Now, I agree on you. Okay.
No. Real sellers are not hungry to sell.
Correct.
Certain terms and conditions. We follow them. One thing we can guarantee is that we will help you secure the product 100%.
Correct. Correct. So now you learn from Mrs. Ford. In the beginning, you didn't learn. You were being chop in Uganda. Your wallet has been chop. Right? And then you were being excited. You stayed, how many days you stayed in Uganda?
7 days.
7 days. And then you were being excited. Madam, I'm here in the hotel and we have a video call. Madam, I'm in Dubai. And what happened? You purchase,
Yes.
you bring 10 grams. The 10 grams is not the 10 grams. Yeah. Because that seller, he offer you cheap price. I always warn everyone.
Yes.
A seller who offer you cheap price, you're waiting for disaster. I'm telling you.
Exactly.
Mr. Sheikh, my services is not for free. I do charge. When I travel, if the buyer cannot afford my extra service, to me, he's not a buyer. And I don't deal buyer on the ground. You must remember. So you're happy now, Mr. Sheikh?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam.
So any more question?
I will update you as soon as our deal is successful.
Don't trust with Chinese. Don't trust. Many years ago when I was in high school, I watched Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee was being poisoned by his colleague, you must remember. There was a movie. And since then, I start to learn that. And even my seller from Conakry, Guinea, 2 years ago, my seller's friend, he brought 45 kilos in Dubai. And he was being entertained by the buyer for dinner. And his drink as a poison, and he died instantly. You must remember. Yes. So I'm very extra careful. Person offering me a drinks, I wouldn't accept it. I will mix the drinks. Yeah. Because I have already watched the movie on how these criminal people will put drugs into your drinks and they will kill you.
I've killed them.
Yes. Just imagine Mr. Camara from Sierra Leone. Just imagine. He was dealing with Indian. He was being promised. An Indian went to Sierra Leone and promised CIF to sign a contract. And he bring the gold 25 kilos. And he was being distracted by the group of Indian. And he was booked in the hotel. He was given the drinks. He fell asleep.
Yes.
And then when he wake up, his 25 kilo disappear. Tell about that. And Mr. Camara talked to me, and I said to him, what happened? How did you meet me? I saw you on YouTube, Mrs. Ford. I should meet you before. I said, well, it's too late. Yeah. Yeah. That is why I'm sharing. I don't care if you're a big company. I really don't care. I don't care.
Yes.
I don't care if you have $1 million. Well, your $1 million cannot be $1 million if there is no supply. You got my point now?
Absolutely, madam.
I think I give you the answer. So advance Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, everyone. And Mr. Sheikh, and I would like to greet a Merry Christmas, Ahmed, Ben Fiza, Kaudi Mosin, Tamara from Philippines. Thank you for watching. And Bob, thank you for watching. Abbas, he is a avid fan. Every time I have live video, he's always online. Well, you learn a lot. My video is a learning process. You learn, you're a winner. If you don't learn, you're a loser. Yeah. All right. Thank you very much and have a pleasant good evening. I will grab my coffee. Today is Saturday evening. My online office opens 7 days a week, 24 hours. I only come on live video when someone asks me a question so that I could share it with you guys. Then think about it. This is not for everyone. If you are just brokering, this is not for you, really, to be honest with you. We want the real buyer. The real buyer meet the criteria. I don't care if you're a big company. I don't care. The big company is very hard to deal with. We are more harder to deal with, especially if you talk to this woman. Yeah. I've been in marketing for 36 years. I sell funeral arrangement. I sell mobile phone. I sell gold and diamond. I'm the one who introduced this. No such broker are putting her face on social media. None whatsoever. None. People are scared with Wilhelmina, so be it. You don't like it, good luck. Because I'm not a bigger. We have the product, you pay for it. Does that make sense, Mr. Sheikh?
Absolutely.
Well, thank you very much that I've given your question and answer. And have a pleasant good evening. Ciao. All right? All right, thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. I think you've been watching or listening my conversation with Mr. Sheikh. He's an American doctor. He learned from me, and I allow him to ask questions. But I told him on 2020, I would not entertain. When you ask my advice, I do charge you guys. Yeah. Put money first in my bank account, then I will explain it to you. So take advantage of this video. You learn it. You apply that to your own personal needs. And it's up to you to put that into practical hands-on. Because my seller didn't even tell me. That is why my seller hired me, because I am more professional than you guys. There's a lot of seller offering cheap price. Go for it. That is gross. You will be scam at the end of the day. Yes. Just like Mr. Sheikh was a scam. Just like this Indian, he went to Cameroon, he was being scam. Yeah. And if you use Wilhelmina, I can guarantee you, you will not be scam. I can guarantee you. Why? I've been to Africa, my transaction successful. I don't need to convince you, really, to be honest with you. Convince Wilhelmina. I will travel ahead of time before you arrive. And I will take you to the office. You inspect the parcel. You bring your taster. You're happy. Then transfer the payment bank to bank because of money laundering and gold laundering and diamond laundering. Yeah. So I think I already explained it to you guys. You must remember, Africa is a red flag of money laundering. You must remember. That is why my seller instructed me. The money must be clean because when the payment will goes to the correspondence bank in New York, then the correspondence bank, oh, why this $1 million goes to Africa? What is this? Just imagine my buyer. His payment has been frozen for 72 hours. And lucky I was there on the ground. My seller provided all his mining license, all his company to go and send it to the bank of the buyer. Because the bank manager of the buyer start to wonder, why are you going to send money to Africa? Africa is a red flag. Africa is a corrupt country. You must remember. How do I know? I've been to the ground. So I think I already explained it to you guys. So you watch this video, you're aware now. And every video, there's a full corporate offer. Go to my Gold World Wide Web. Take time. Scroll down, digest it. Don't rush because I don't believe you're a buyer if you're rushing. Yeah. So thank you very much. Have a pleasant good evening. And I'm going to come back in an hour if you want me. But please listen to this video. You don't need to ask questions. Just send me a formal letter of intent to buy coming from you. That is the first instant that you're going to convince Wilhelmina. Thank you.